Most people think building wealth is about making more money. But here's what shocked me when I studied how wealthy families operate. They follow completely different money principles than what schools and financial advisors teach. These 9 principles are why some people build generational wealth in their 20s while others work 40 years and retire broke. The ultra-wealthy don't just save more or spend less. They think about money in ways that most people never learn. Today, I'm revealing the exact principles that separate the wealthy from everyone else, and how you can use them starting immediately, regardless of your current income. Here's the problem with conventional money advice. It's designed to keep you financially stable, not wealthy. Traditional advice tells you to save 10%, invest in index funds, and hope everything works out in 40 years. But wealthy families teach their children to think like business owners from day one. The middle class focuses on earning more income. The wealthy focus on acquiring assets that generate income. The middle class saves money in low-interest accounts. The wealthy use their money to buy things that pay them back. The middle class follows budgets. The wealthy follow cash flow principles. These differences aren't just philosophical, they create completely different financial outcomes. While most people trade time for money their entire lives, wealthy people create systems where money works for them. The first principle wealthy families teach is radical financial awareness. This isn't about checking your bank account occasionally. This means knowing exactly where every dollar goes, every single day. Wealthy people track their money like business owners track inventory. They know their net worth, their monthly cash flow, and their return on every investment. Poor people avoid looking at their finances because they're afraid of what they'll find. Here's how to implement this principle. Check all your accounts daily. Know your checking balance, savings balance, and credit utilization every morning. Set up account alerts so you're notified of every transaction. Use apps that aggregate all your accounts in one place. This awareness creates a psychological shift. When you know exactly where your money is, you start making better decisions automatically. You stop the unconscious spending that destroys wealth before it can grow. Alright, living below your means isn't just about being cheap, you know? It's really about creating this gap between your income and expenses, and using that gap to acquire wealth-building assets. Wealthy folks like to call this gap their investment capital. Now here's the key difference, and it's all about strategy. Poor people, well, they cut expenses just to survive, but wealthy people, they cut expenses to invest. They're not saving money just to save money. Nope, they're saving money to buy things that will make them even more money. So, calculate your monthly income after taxes. Your total expenses should be at least 20% below this number. That 20%? It's your wealth-building fund. This might mean living with roommates, buying used cars, or canceling subscriptions, but hey, remember, this isn't permanent poverty. It's temporary sacrifice for permanent wealth. The wealthy, they really get this concept of delayed gratification on a deeper level. They sacrifice luxuries today so they can afford bigger luxuries tomorrow, all purchased with passive income from their investments. It's about playing the long game, you know? This principle separates wealthy thinking from poor thinking more than any other. Most people think all debt is bad. Wealthy people understand that debt is a tool, and like any tool, it can build wealth or destroy it. Bad debt takes money out of your pocket every month without generating income. Credit card debt, car loans for expensive vehicles, and personal loans for vacations are bad debt. They make you poorer every month. Good debt puts money in your pocket or appreciates in value. Mortgages on rental properties, business loans that generate more income than they cost, and student loans for degrees that significantly increase earning potential are good debt. Here's the wealthy person's debt strategy. Eliminate all bad debt as quickly as possible. Use good debt strategically to acquire income-producing assets. Never take on debt for consumption unless you can pay it off immediately. The wealthy use other people's money to buy assets. The poor use other people's money to buy liabilities. This single difference creates vastly different financial outcomes over time. Wealthy families don't just save emergency funds, they make their emergency funds work for them. While most people keep their emergency money in checking accounts earning, well, nothing, wealthy folks use high-yield savings accounts, money market funds, or even short-term treasury bills. The standard advice is, 3 to 6 months of expenses, but wealthy people, they think differently. They ask themselves, what emergencies am I actually preparing for? Job loss, medical expenses, major repairs, or economic downturns? Instead of one large emergency fund, they create multiple smaller funds for different purposes. Keep 1 month of expenses in checking for immediate access, then keep 3 months in a high-yield savings account. And keep additional funds in slightly less liquid but higher-yielding investments. The key here is accessibility without opportunity cost. Your emergency fund should be available when you need it, but earning returns when you don't. This approach ensures your safety net doesn't become a wealth-building obstacle. Wealthy families start their children investing before they can drive. They understand that time is the most powerful wealth-building tool, and it can't be recovered once lost. But here's what most people miss. Wealthy people don't just invest early. They invest consistently and strategically. They don't wait for perfect market conditions or try to time the market. They invest the same amount every month regardless of market conditions. This strategy is called dollar cost averaging, and it's how wealthy people build massive portfolios over time. When markets are high, their money buys fewer shares. When markets are low, their money buys more shares. Over time, this creates a lower average cost per share. Start with whatever amount you can invest consistently. Even $50 per month compounds significantly over decades. The key is consistency, not the initial amount. Wealthy people understand that building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. Focus on low-cost index funds that track the overall market. These provide diversification and low fees, which means more of your money stays invested and compounds over time. Wealthy people never depend on a single income source. They create multiple streams of income so that losing one stream doesn't destroy their financial security. This principle protects wealth and accelerates wealth building. The average millionaire has 7 different income sources. These might include salary, rental income, dividend income, business profits, royalties, capital gains, and interest income. Each stream might be small initially, but together they create financial resilience. Start by optimizing your primary income source. Then add one additional income stream. This might be dividend-paying stocks, a side business, rental property, or freelance work in your expertise area. The key is starting small and building systematically. Don't try to create 7 income streams immediately. Focus on building one additional stream until it's stable, then add another. Wealthy people think about income like a business portfolio. If one income source disappears, the others continue generating cash flow. This approach eliminates the fear of job loss and creates true financial security. Wealthy people don't avoid credit. They use credit strategically to build wealth faster. They understand that credit is a tool for accessing capital at low interest rates, which they then use to acquire appreciating assets. Building excellent credit opens doors to better interest rates on mortgages, business loans, and investment property loans. Pay all bills on time, every time. Keep credit utilization below 30% of available limits. Don't close old credit accounts, as length of credit history improves your score. Monitor your credit report regularly for errors. But here's the wealthy person's advanced strategy. They use credit cards for all purchases to earn rewards, then pay the full balance monthly. This builds credit history while earning cash back or travel rewards. They never pay interest, but they maximize the benefits. Wealthy people also understand business credit. They build business credit separate from personal credit, which provides access to larger amounts of capital for business investments and real estate purchases. Wealthy people start thinking about taxes in their 20s, not their 50s. They understand that taxes are often the largest expense over a lifetime, and early tax planning creates massive wealth advantages. The key insight is that wealthy people don't just try to reduce current taxes, they think about lifetime tax strategy. They use retirement accounts, business entities, real estate investments, and other tax-advantaged vehicles to minimize taxes over decades. Maximize contributions to tax-advantaged retirement accounts like 401k plans and IRAs. If your employer offers matching contributions, contribute enough to get the full match. This is free money that compounds tax-free for decades. Consider starting a side business, even if it's small. Business ownership provides access to tax deductions that employees can't use. Home office expenses, business equipment, travel, and education can become tax deductible when related to legitimate business activities. Wealthy people also understand tax loss harvesting, where they sell losing investments to offset gains from winning investments. This strategy reduces current taxes while maintaining investment exposure. The most important investment wealthy people make is in their financial education. They read books, attend seminars, hire coaches, and constantly improve their money management skills. Financial education isn't a one-time event. Markets change, tax laws change, and new investment opportunities emerge constantly. Wealthy people stay informed and adapt their strategies accordingly. Dedicate time weekly to financial education. Read books about investing, taxes, real estate, and business. Follow reputable financial educators and analysts. Join investment clubs or online communities where you can learn from others. But here's the key: don't just consume information. Implement what you learn. Start small, test strategies, and build your experience gradually. Wealthy people combine education with action to build real-world financial skills. The goal isn't to become a financial expert overnight. The goal is continuous improvement in your money management abilities. Small improvements compound over time, just like investments. These 9 principles work together as a complete wealth-building system. Start by implementing financial awareness and living below your means. These create the foundation for everything else. Next, eliminate bad debt while building your emergency fund. Once these basics are solid, begin investing consistently and building additional income sources. As your wealth grows, optimize your credit and tax strategies. Remember, wealthy people think in decades, not months. These principles create wealth over time through consistent application. Don't expect overnight results, but do expect steady progress toward financial independence. The difference between wealthy people and everyone else isn't luck or inheritance. It's following proven principles consistently over time. You now have the same principles wealthy families teach their children. The only question is whether you'll implement them. If this video helped you understand how wealthy people really think about money, subscribe for more wealth-building strategies that schools don't teach. Your future wealthy self will thank you for starting today.